So let's go on to FX now. Let's have a look at dollar yen, which has been very bullish for the past few days. Now, I just want to take you to a longer term, high term time frame. Okay, this is what I have drawn up for dollar yen. Okay, just draw one more line here. Okay, so dollar yen to me this is a potential consolidation. I think the resistance is 115. And then we'll see whether we can break above or come back down all the way to 105. Okay, but this is a weekly chart. It's a bit of a longer term time frame. Okay, you just keep bearing this in mind, especially when we hit the key levels like 115 and things like that. Okay, then I want to see whether there's a chance to make a long-term trade. Okay, for those of you who have not tried positional or swing trading, right, just give it a go. All right, just put in a trade with a very low risk and try to let it run. Okay, see how it goes. But make sure the risk is very important, because if you want to try longer term trading, if your risk is too much, you won't be able to sleep. And you probably will close out the trade earlier than expected. Either you take your profits too early, or you can't bear to lose if the market goes against you. Okay, so but it's really worthwhile to test, or not to test, more to see or to understand yourself as a trader. Okay, so it's more towards developing your psychology and understanding what kind of trader you are. But long-term trading can be quite interesting and rewarding sometimes. And you realize that sometimes the biggest enemy when it comes to trading is yourself, because you always intervene. Okay, and when you place a trade and you let it go, sometimes just put a stop loss and take profit. Sometimes it can actually be better than if you always intervene. All right, so it's just worth exploring. Okay, but so dollar yen, just look out for here. I'm looking around 115 again. So if you look at the daily chart. Okay, the daily chart make a very nice bullish push. It's quite similar to Nikkei, isn't it? Okay, the first level of support is around 11250, which it didn't come down to. Okay, right now it's making a push of this 113 level. It's a very short-term support, just somewhere here. See this? Okay, and it basically came down, hit the short-term support and push higher. Okay, so right now, if it's going to push higher, right, there's a chance that we might hit the resistance around 115 again. All right, if not, we are coming back down and we are going to test that support of around the 112 level here. Okay, this 112 level is very key. You see how it consolidated and then broke downwards, pulled back exactly to 112 and then came down. And then after the French elections, it broke above and then it started moving higher and higher and higher. Okay, so for this case, okay, let me just go to a 4-hour chart. Okay, so I'm very keen to see, the key level is 112, right? Very keen to see what happens around here. Whether we can just make a push higher. Okay, if it does that, then the Nikkei will most probably break 20,000 as well. Or we form a lower high and start consolidating all the way back down. So it means form a lower high somewhere here and consolidating back down to 112 here. Okay, we shall see. Okay, but right now, again, not doing anything. I'm more keen to see come back to 112 area, because it's a very, very key area, and then maybe push higher. Okay, but if let's say if it doesn't come down further, let's say just from here, it makes a push directly up all the way to 115. I'm very keen to look for short entries around here. Okay, because 115 to me is quite strong resistance. If you zoom out, right? Alright, you can see that many times, anywhere between 115 to 115.20 or so, every time when it touches, came down, touches, came. So it was support back here, became resistance, 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 potential resistance again. So 115 for me is a pretty key level to look out for. Alright. So that's dollar yen. You guys got any particular FX pairs that you want me to cover? If not, I just went through what I think looks interesting. Dollar CAD. You seem to like dollar CAD a lot, Lenny. It's your favorite pair, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so let me start with weekly chart, yeah. All right. Now this is what I mean by a nice breakout consolidation, because if you look at the weekly chart, right, it's supported by this trend line. Fair enough, this level broke slightly, but still it's a false break. So it's supported by this trend line, a series of high lows, and you see the top. This is a very strong resistance. So you can see the compression. I think I mentioned this before in a couple of webinars ago. A good breakout is when there's compression. Okay, and this is what I call compression. So the bulls are accumulating more bulls at around the high-low area, and the resistance is being kept tested 3 times, and when it breaks, it really breaks. Nice clean candle close above the resistance. Okay, so the key level that we're looking at if is around the 135.80, 135.90 level. Okay, but looking nice and bullish on the weekly chart. Going to the daily chart. All right, so let me zoom out just to show you again and zoom back in. Okay, going daily chart, it seems that it's going to consolidate in some form of bullish flag. Potentially, yeah, something like that. Still not looking like a flag yet, but I'm just assuming first. But this is a key level, Lenny. I mean, it looks bullish. I'm bullish. I think this is a key level to watch out for. Anywhere here, around the 135.50 to 135.670 area, somewhere here. Okay, simply because of that level. So a lot of people are eyeing this level to push it up again. Okay, and then you can take it up and back to 137 or let it break new highs. Okay, but yeah, thanks for pointing it out. It's actually a nice looking chart. Let me go and highlight this on my watch list. It looks very nice to me. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, yeah, it's just sideways. I wouldn't do much now. I know there's short-term support somewhere here. Okay, but I'm a bit more patient at around this double line here. Okay, because if I zoom out, you can see how many times it's being tested. Okay, on the daily chart especially. Okay, these 2 lines here. Just delete here. Are you in any trade yet, Lenny? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely related to oil. Hold on, yeah. Can see this. Yeah, it's definitely related to oil. So I mean, if you're trading oil, then don't trade dollar CAD. Trading dollar CAD, then don't trade oil because it's correlated. Okay, it's correlated. Okay, but I think look out at this level here. Very nice support level to take a trade off to maybe bounce back up to the previous high. Okay, this is dollar CAD. But thank you for pointing that out. I think this is a very, not say very, but this is a good looking chart. It's a nice looking chart. All right, for those of you who are a bit more aggressive, let me show you this aggressive trade plan, which is because we identified this key support level, right? Now, right now we are at a shorter term support. See this resistance here becomes support at around the 136.05 level. So if I zoom in, if it breaks this level, right? Okay, there's a chance that it might go straight to support. Okay, let me just take away this flag here. It's not the nicest of flag. But what I'm saying is that if it breaks this support level, there's a chance that it might just drop to the key support they're looking at, around the 135.54. Alright, not the nicest trade plan, but I'm just saying for those who are a bit aggressive. Okay, but for me, I'm just willing to wait at the 135.50 area. See what happens. Alright. X, you have a question. Oh, you're talking about dollar yen again. So X is saying that where to take profit if short at 115. Okay, so now if it goes to 115, which is this level here, key level here. Okay, let's draw 115. Depends on your time frame. Yeah, depends on your time frame, X. Because if you see 115, it's still about 200 pips away. Okay, 200 pips away. So if it pushes up like that, right? So it's more of a counter trend trade, because if it just pushes up from here, the trend is still bullish. Okay, but we know 115 is the key resistance. Okay, and the stop loss can be the immediate next level of support. So if you go to 4-hour chart, okay, so let's say if it pushes all the way to 115 here. All right, the take profit can be the previous resistance turn support at around 11435. Okay, because don't forget you are counter trend trading. Okay, so it depends on trade plan. If your trade plan is shorter term, you can say, okay, I'm counter trend. I want to get in and out fast. So I just place a short entry, a limit short entry on the 115. If it comes back down to previous support, which might be here or might be a new support level when it forms. But for now, let's take 114.40 or so. If it comes back down there, happy to take profit because the trend is still bullish. I'm counter trend. Okay, but if you say that, okay, I just want to short at 115 and I'm targeting a longer term trade plan, okay, then you might even target all the way back to 112 is a key level. Okay, so it depends on your trade plan and what you're trying to achieve. Okay, or the third scenario, you can even take a short at 115, take some profits when it comes back to a support level around the 114.40 or so, and let the rest run to 112. Okay, so it really depends on trade plan. It depends on what you're looking for. Okay, X, did I answer your question? Mac Bay, your question is, can you cover pound dollar? Sure thing. Where's my pound dollar? Okay, pound dollar, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart seems that it wants to bounce. It seems that it is consolidated and wants to bounce up. Okay, so you can see that nice firm downtrend. Okay, after the Brexit talk, blah blah blah. And from October last year, it couldn't make a new low. Okay, so it's consolidated. So the first level of higher low was a sign that the bulls are in. Second higher low, another clear sign that the bulls are in play. And now it broke a new high. Okay, it broke a new high. Okay, so weekly chart looks nice and bullish. You know, key level I'm looking out for if it comes back anywhere near 127.80 or so. Okay, but let's take a closer look. So weekly chart seems there's a trend change. Yeah, see downtrend, consolidate, and now uptrend. All right, let's go to daily chart. Okay, so if you see daily chart now, it looks a bit more consolidating now. And if you look at the chart here, okay, and you look at the MACD here, all right, you look at this swing here and this swing here. So if you look at these two swings, let me just delete this one first. This one here, this swing here. So you can see this is a higher high, but you see a MACD is actually a lower high. So this is the first sign that there's a bearish divergence. And not surprising, it came down. Okay, right now it's supported by, it's a very ugly line, sorry. Okay, right now it's supported by this trend line here. Okay, what I'm looking for, because it's consolidating, right? I'm not looking to buy it anytime, but I'm looking around here. Okay, there's very nice resistance here, and it's a potential support here. And don't forget, if you look at the weekly chart, right, this level, this is around the 127 level, is a key resistance that has been broken. So maybe it will come back here, and then it will start moving up from there. Okay, and if you draw a trend line, right, you can see okay, that this area here might be a potential third touch. So 1, 2, potential 3. So this anywhere between 127 to 127.40 or so, this is a very strong support level. So I'm looking more on that, right? You might want to put alarm there. Okay, just to see what the market does when it hits 127. But it's quite clear cut. It's pretty nice support level to look out for. Okay, so you just got to be patient because if you look at the shorter term chart, right? There's really, if I zoom out on the 1 hour chart, it's just stuck in a big fat consolidation at the moment. I can draw the lines for you. Okay, and it looks like you might want to come back to the 12850 And if you see 125 if it breaks, then high chance we might come back to the next level of support somewhere here. Okay, but it's just consolidation, not much trend on the 1 hour chart. Okay. Who's that? McBay. Is that right? Now, one interesting pair that I like to talk about is dollar Sing. Not sure how many of you trade dollar Sing. That's about a 3 pip spread, which is quite okay. But if you look at the weekly chart, right? Okay, you can see a weekly chart. There's a really nice little push higher, slight higher high. Okay, you can call this a consolidation mode. Let me just draw a line here. Hold on. Okay, so it's a bit of a consolidation mode right now. Okay, but the key level to look out for dollar Sing is the 139, near the 139.00 level. Okay, so this is a weekly chart. Okay, because if 139.00 breaks, right, there's a high chance we are coming to the support trend line of around the 138.00. Okay, so we go to daily chart. You can see that the market is a downtrend. It tried to push higher, but seems to be coming down. So key level to look out for, we are approaching level anywhere between 139.10 to 139.30. If it breaks down, right, 138 is a high possibility. Okay, just take note. Right now, we said on the daily chart, it's a bit more consolidating. Okay, not much of a trend. I mean, it was in downtrend, it's consolidating. So let's see what happens around the 139.10 level. Okay, if you look at the 4-hour chart, same thing. The 4-hour chart looks a bit more, much more bearish. Look at the moving average steeply pointing downwards. Okay, so there's a high chance that we might, in fact, this level here, to draw a line. Okay, it's quite a key resistance. Okay, so if the bears take over, it might make a push all the way back down to around the 139.10, 139.20 level. Okay, so just take note of dollar Sing. I thought it was quite interesting setup. Euro dollar, sure thing. Okay. Euro has been very bullish since the French elections, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the weekly chart. I'm going to close this. Never mind. Okay, so the weekly chart is actually in a one big fat consolidation, isn't it? So let's plot some of the lines here. Okay, if you draw the support trend line, is a bit of a okay, it seems like it's broken out. Okay, let me remove this business, not nice. Okay, but what I want to show you is this. After the French elections, right, once it broke above the key resistance around the 108.50, all right, it looks very bullish. Okay, in fact, right now it's pushing higher. I'm not surprised if it goes to 1.11. Okay, it seems very bullish. All right, supported by nice higher lows here. Okay, that's the weekly chart for you. Let's go into daily chart. All right, you can see that after the gap up, right, the market really consolidated nicely back to support level. See the resistance turn support. All right, I put a green arrow here because I was waiting for a signal to enter long because this is a very key level. And then the market pushed. Now it seems that it's going to easily push to 1.11. All right, the question is, if you're not in the uptrend yet, how do you enter? Okay. So if you see the push, right, is really, really nice and bullish. Now, a short-term entry will be if it consolidates back to 1.1020 level. All right, see the resistance here? It might turn to support. If you go to 1 hour chart, all right, this line I'm drawing here. So a short-term trade or intraday trade might be if it comes back here, maybe consolidates around here, and then it will push higher again, all the way to 1.11. Okay, so this is the first level of support because if you look at the 4-hour chart, okay, you can see that this resistance, potential resistance, resistance turn to potential support somewhere here. Okay, that's a more of a intraday plan, but it's highly possible to push upwards from there again because it looks very bullish. All right, the market, the way the EMA is lining up, looks very bullish right now. I think the 4-hour chart, The market is just waiting for the EMA to catch up with the price, and therefore it might make a retracement back to the 1102 area before pushing up further. Okay, but it looks bullish, so I'm not surprised it goes toward 1.11. All right. Divergence on the daily. Let's see, Sunil. Yep. But the trade plan that I mentioned is intraday. So if you're taking intraday trade plan, I would say it's still valid. Sunil is correct. He pointed out that there's divergence on the daily chart. See here? Lower high, high, high. Indeed, there's divergence. Okay. But again, depends. That's why I said your reference chart and what trade you're planning is very important. If I'm taking intraday, I wouldn't be too concerned on daily chart divergence. Okay. Daily chart divergence can take a long time, a couple of days or even weeks to materialize. Okay, so it depends. If you are telling me you're trading off a daily chart, then yes, be careful. Okay, because that your divergence is rightly spotted. It's a good spot. Yeah, but intraday wise, I would say it's still a valid trade if you like take a short-term retracement and then take it back up, maybe back to 1.11. Okay, that's euro dollar. All good, Sunil? Okay, guys, any other last questions before I wrap up today's session? Okay, cool. So if there's nothing, the next webinar will be on the 30th, today's 16, yeah, on the 30th of May, 2 weeks from now. Okay, if again you got any questions or anything like that, feel free to, you can drop me an email or just prepare them. Okay, I think it's very important to always learn the methodology behind the analysis and not just the analysis itself. Okay, so now thank you so much for coming by. Thanks, Lenny. Thanks for your compliments. Always a pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much. Always trade safe. Be mindful of the news and happy trading. All right, so have a good night. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. Cheers.